Welcome to Words for Wednesday for May 19th, 2021. It is also the big reveal of my new guide dog's name. And I'm going to do both in this one video. And the original intent behind Words for Wednesday is to share a message of positivity that sneaks into the middle of the week and maybe uplifts our lives a little bit. Maybe just the week a little bit, we'll see. And we're going to try and do that today. But we're also going to give you the name of my new pup, long overdue for some of you. Deepak Chopra is not the name of my new guide dog, but it is the source of some of the words I want to share today, which is that every decision is a choice between a grievance and a miracle. And that came to bear just over a week ago when we were planning to, in fact, had announced that we would be sharing the name of my new guide dog. And unfortunately, our instructors told us, just as they were giving us the names, that they did not want us to share this on social media. And the reason was a good one. It's because once the match begins, there's some times they may make adjustments. There's all kinds of reasons that shifts may happen. And puppy raisers really can get caught up in this process because they have a lot of care about where the loving dog that they put so much work into will end up, and they want to follow that process. So guide dogs wants to alert them when they know the match is secure and they can schedule it and inform them themselves on all of the details in an appropriate fashion. So they want to handle that. And that's a good reason, but the reality is when I first learned the news, I was disappointed, frustrated, maybe a few other negative emotions because things were changing in a way I didn't plan. I was choosing grievance. And that doesn't serve me. And the good news about choice is you can always make a better choice, which I did. Right? I started realizing that, there was a gift here because I love what puppy raisers do. They take and lay the foundation in these puppies so that they can become these amazing guide dogs. And they give them up so that we can have them. And there's so much involved that I want to do everything possible to express my gratitude, my appreciation, and my support of these puppy raisers. And here was an opportunity to do just that. So I embrace it. And I love that I have that gift. But also, I have another opportunity. Now we shared with our community the truth of this, and we began the speculation, the heightened, anticipation of what was coming with the name reveal. And we also got them to share, what does my boy look like? What are name suggestions you might have? And a lot of things came in, and that was kind of an exciting time leading into this big reveal. And the truth is, part of the reason I was looking for all of those is I was struggling with his name because it's an uncommon name. And it didn't initially flow for me when I used it. But what I soon began to learn as the gift of time allowed is that every time I use his name, he wags his tail. And every time I use his name when he was laying near me, he'd tip his muzzle up and nuzzle it up against the underside of my chin. I mean, he loves his name. And then my wife gave me a gift, as she often does, which is that she started turning it into an acronym. And I began to work with her and my instructor, and we realized that my boy is strong. He's really pretty strong, actually. He's also willing. He's always eager. He's intelligent. He's so responsible, as guide dogs need to be. And he's so very loving. He's just a swirl of all those things. And his color and his fur, he's a brindle. It doesn't show in photos, but there's color worked into the black of his fur, much like my sweet girl Autumn. And that adds to him. And yes, my boy's name is Swirl. And the more I had that time, the more I get to appreciate and get comfortable. And that's the miracle that came from that. And as we heard with that quote, right, we do have a choice. Every decision is a choice between a grievance and a miracle. And I say choose the miracle. Let the grievances go when they're not necessary. And then you can appreciate the miracles, like the miracle that's joining me to head home in a couple of days. My big boy Swirl. Thanks everybody. We'll see you next week.